uh-oh, the oil price just went up $5. Okay, now imagine silver cartel. And you got some Chinese guy who's the director of the silver cartel. Comes out with a statement like, well, we're thinking about Mexico and Chile reducing by 10% their silver output. And the silver price goes up $2. This is potentially dynamite for pushing up the silver price.
In today's news recap, Chinese silver trading powerhouse eyes expansion in Singapore. The commercial division of Chinese private smelter Henan Jinli Gold and Lead Group Co. is looking to expand its commodities trading team in Singapore as the industry turns increasingly bullish on copper, aluminum, and other metals. The division, which handled about half of China's silver exports last year, is aiming to hire more physical and derivative traders for industrial and precious metals, said Eric Hu, general manager of the trading arm, in an interview in Singapore on Friday. The company hopes to grow its trading team in Singapore from the current 4 to 15 to 20, said Hu, a 2-decade silver market veteran who currently leads a group of more than 100 metals traders and other staff across Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Singapore. I know it is not easy and will take a long time as competition for talent is getting intensive, he said. Metals markets are being transformed by increasing demand from renewable energy installations, artificial intelligence, and supply shortfalls. That's encouraging some of the world's biggest energy traders to get more involved in metals, a sector that's been dominated by behemoths Glencore PLC and Trafigura Group. Jinli Industrial International PTR, the Chinese company's Singapore subsidiary that officially started operations last October, has hired Noel Ruan from Mercuria Energy Group and Bruce Wang from Citigroup Inc. in the past 6 months, Hu said. Both confirmed their own moves. The company's Hong Kong trading subsidiary sold about 2,000 tons of silver ingots from different smelters in China to overseas clients in 2023, including top bullion banks such as JP Morgan Chase & Co., Hu said. Official customs data shows. Now smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recap. Enjoy the episode.
How many times have you seen the oil price move based on comments by the OPEC director? Well, we're considering an oil reduction in output in the Gulf region. Uh-oh, the oil price just went up $5. Okay, now imagine silver cartel. And you got some Chinese guy who's the director of the silver cartel. And I don't know what they're going to call it. But then he comes out with a statement. I'm talking like 18 months down the road, Chris. Comes out with a statement like, well, we're thinking about Mexico and Chile reducing by 10% their silver output. And the silver price goes up $2. If it happened for oil with respect to OPEC, it could happen with silver with respect to a new silver cartel. This is potentially dynamite for pushing up the silver price. Imagine they say, well, okay, and you know, Mexico is all over the news. They're talking about, and the Supreme Court has got to settle on this. It's a restriction on foreign direct investment to the mining industry. And it's not approved, but just having it floated and potential, it's brought about a 60% decline in foreign investment in Mexican mines. Okay. So they're going to see a reduction in the future months for output. Okay, I'm telling you, this silver cartel is going to be a big item. And I'm watching it, and there's not much news with the silver price. And India and China are really angry. India and China are building out solar farms. In the United States, it's largely California. And I've had two, I'll tell you, my consult calls are very valuable. I had an Ohio client and I had a Virginia client. each one reporting rather expansive solar farms in those states, Ohio and Virginia, called PV, photovoltaic, PV. The PV cell is had 2 or 3 rather impressive developments, improvements in the last couple of years, maybe 3 or 4 years. And what's really remarkable, Chris, is it does not bring about less silver. It brings about more efficiency and the motivation to do more silver, to do more panels, more volume, maybe a little bit less silver within, like they're calling it a square meter. How much silver per square meter, how many watts is produced per square meter. It's really quite interesting, but the developments are not bringing about a lower volume of silver demand. It's more.
In today's news recap, silver is playing catch up, but is still more likely to be weighed down by CTA selling activity over the coming week. TDS senior commodity strategist Daniel Gali notes, silver fundamentals remain strong. Our simulations of future prices continue to point to negative asymmetries in positioning risks over the coming week, with a big uptape required to prevent CTAs from returning to the offer. Under the hood, this suggests that uptrend signals are naturally deteriorating, and in contrast to gold, Shanghai traders are now adding to their shorts following significant long liquidations that have greatly reduced the top traders' net position. Silver fundamentals remain strong, with solar capacity still beating expectations, and sentiment surrounding industrial demand may be overly pessimistic, but the scope for a significant reversal in sentiment to drive prices higher is mitigated by the recent rise in the free float and the pessimistic outlook for algo flows for the time being. Now, we'll show you more clips of the latest interview, but first, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share this video with a gold bug, as more people need to know this. Let's get back into the episode.
And an extension of Five Eyes is Western Europe. So Western Europe, United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand don't talk much about the unit. They don't talk much about the BRICS. Okay, they've got controlled media. So the West, the primary nations in the West have controlled media. They don't talk much about gold and silver. They don't talk at all about BRICS. They don't talk about the unit. They don't talk about anything that's really important in global finance. They don't talk about the dollar losing its status okay, we're down, we're getting close to 50% usage now in global trade for the dollar. We're rapidly declining for Forex reserves that are U.S. Treasury based. These are not stories that are in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Washington Post, or LA Times. The United States is not well informed. And I'm not really too surprised about the Rick Rule conference, because they're probably very focused on mining stocks, and they're focused on available gold and silver coin dealers, not dealers so much as where does one buy gold and silver coins, and what is the safest way for making payments. I don't find that Americans and especially Europeans, because they've gone back into the dark ages since the sanctions, I don't find that Americans are really astute in seeing what's coming down the road. Because, I'm not making this up, most Americans don't know much of anything about the dollar. They don't know that it's being used in global trade. They don't know that treasury bonds are held in foreign central banks. I've asked some people who visit me and people I meet at like sports bars, I ask them dollar questions. They don't know anything about anything. I mean, they are dangerously ignorant about the dollar and global matters of finance. I could recite a lot of different questions, and I had my favorite. And actually, since that illicit lockdown in 2020, I haven't gone to the sports bars much. What I've been doing, this is just a personal note, but it's really college football. I go on a Saturday and I meet a couple friends, maybe if I'm lucky. And I get assaulted by attractive young women. And I watch a couple of games and have a really great dinner. But
what do you think of Jim's take? Do you think gold and silver price manipulation will end up soon with prices soaring to record highs? Or do you disagree with him? Post in the comments section your price prediction for silver by the end of the year and share with the stackers your exit strategy or buying levels. Me personally, I'd be looking forward to unwind a significant portion of my silver at $50 and would be selling all my stack if we get past $100. Nothing goes up on a straight line. And I don't know no one that got poor by taking hefty profits. Now watch this video right here because it's a perfect fit for you. I'll see you on the other side.